This podcast right here today, it's just going to be a little bit about me. It's a Let's get to know me on why I'm doing this podcast in the first place, okay? Hey guys, it's me, Miss Peoples, and welcome to the Miss Peoples podcast. Welcome to the Miss People podcast, y'all. My name is Cheree, and I am your host of the Miss People podcast, and welcome. I want you guys to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. That is very important. I need y'all to do that, okay? This podcast right here today, it's just going to be a little bit about me. Let's get to know me on why I'm doing this podcast in the first place, okay? A little bit about me. I'm a single parent of two. I got two lovely, wonderful kids. Well, one ain't a kid. She low-key an adult. She's 21. Yeah, my little chocolate baby, but she ain't a baby, but y'all understand. She always gonna be my baby. Always. She's my heart. She has sickle cell anemia that she has been fighting since birth. Sickle cell is a hereditary condition, okay? And she had it since she was in my belly. She was in my stomach when she had sickle cell. It's hereditary. She get a piece from me and a piece of trait from her dad that created sickle cell SS for her. There's different types and different forms of sickle cell, and she has SS. More about that a little later. I'm going to be doing a whole show dedicated to sickle cell, but just an overbrief, it just has no cure. It affects every major organ in your body, from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. They have major complications. A stroke is very possible and likely. For me, my daughter had a stroke at 13 that really, really changed my life. And that's a part of the reason why I'm on here talking to y'all today, okay? My son, baby, when they say a boy can really do something to a mom, my son did that to me. He is very active, creative. I love his creativity. I think I just be wanting a piece of the things that he does. Oh, he's my shining bright. But my daughter and her sickle cell has been what has governed my life, my son's life, just life in general. And I had to realize that it's just not a life, it's a particular lifestyle. Can you believe, on top of all of that, okay, on top of all of that, I took care of my mom at a very, very young age. Child, my peeps, I was so young, I probably can't even remember how young I was when I first started caring for her. But I will say around 8 years old, and about 10, I was driving. Literally, I was driving. Taking my mom to doctor's appointments just because she couldn't make it because she was throwing up and couldn't stop. So she's like, hey, baby, can you please drive me? And that's kind of when I thought about caring for people and really wanted to be a pediatrician, was caring for my mom and just wanted to care for people, because I remember her dropping me off at my great grandmother's house thinking I'm about to have a birthday party. And it's two birthday parties because we always went to Vegas. I live in California and my aunt lived in Vegas. So Vegas was like a second home. So I'm thinking, oh, we packing up. We about to go to Vegas. We about to turn up. Like, child, my mom left me there at my great grandmama's house for about a week. And when she got back, she just didn't look the same. And then she was like, baby, can you go ahead and get that water over there so you can help clean mom? Like, you want to be my nurse? I said, okay, mom. So I go ahead and get my gloves on, and she opened up her shirt and they literally cut my mom from here down like a cross. And she had staples real staples, metal staples, like if you was stapling a piece of paper in her skin. Like, I was like, wow, they can staple a person? I was like a little kid. I had been about 10 at the time. And that moment with my mom and changing her dressing, doing wound care at such a young age left an impression on me. And seeing those staples, and all I wanted to do was make my mom better. I have to get her better. I want her to be better. Like, it's my mom. Like, what else am I supposed to do? Care for my mom. I was thankful for my mom. It was because of her, because we lived in LA. We lived in Watts, right? We lived in Watts on the borderline of Compton and Watts. And if anybody know about Willowbrook, y'all already know. If you know about Willowbrook, 120th between Central and Avalon, Taco Pete, baby. Some Bernards. Oh, man, them was the days, right? Oh, my goodness. But anyway, yes, that's the little Lockhigh, Gompers, like Centennial, like all of that. We up in that. We right there in the middle. Those was the days, right? But I was very thankful for my mom because she got me into wonderful programs like JTPA program, which was a youth program for us to get paid during the summer. So I had a summer job working. I was a junior lifeguard. I won't never forget, because I had so much fun. I had so much fun. Like, I got paid to swim. Where you can do that at? I literally got paid to swim and have fun, meet new people. We did competitions. We went to Catalina Island. We had so much fun. I learned a lot, and something just went off in my brain and was like, hey, Cheree, what do you want to do when you grow up? You need a job you can put on your resume, right? So I said the next year when I'm able to be pulled, I want to do more of office work so I can have something on my resume. I could have been about 14 at the time. And then they put me at WLCAC, Watts Labor Community Action Committee. Oh my God, my peeps, that was fun too, because I was at an iconic place in Watts, right? This is the big Ferris wheel location. I always wanted to ride the Ferris wheel, but it was never working type thing. Where my mom used to take my aunties and her friends to go pick up her food stamps back in the days, because you had to go pick up your stamps. It wasn't on no EBT card. You went to go pick them up, and there was actually a book of stamps, okay? You got a book of stamps. I remember my mom being so involved with the community when Maxine Waters would come down and they were campaigning, and she was in the heart of it. She was in the middle of it. And I just remember all of the love that was there in the city, in the hood. Like, it was the best. WACAC, I was all up in the housing department. Mr. Ted Watkins himself picked me out to work in the housing department. My peeps, I remember the first day he was like, anybody got any special skills? And I raised my hand because I knew how to type. I knew how to type. I had took typing in junior high school at Gompers, matter of fact. And my mom had invested into a computer, and we had Mavis Beacon teach typing. Mavis Beacon was an actual African American woman that was teaching us how to type on the computer. And this was like when you had to use a floppy disk that wasn't floppy, but that was hard, and you stuck it in. Or if you was blessed and you had a CD-ROM with your computer and you stuck the CD in there, it wasn't no Google. This one, AOL, was, yeah, it was doing those times. Dial up, baby. It was doing dial up. So learning learning through Mavis Beacon, teach typing, led me to working at WLCAC housing department, which literally was right down the street from my house. Total blessing. I can totally walk there, even though my mom was like, no. Tiny wasn't having that. She was like, no, you're not walking. You're not walking down that way, because we were on the crib side and my job was on the blood side. It was a whole situation. If anybody know about 120th between Central and Avalon, it was a whole situation, especially in the 90s, y'all. Oh my God, it was especially because I want to say that was after the riots. I want to say that was after the riots. So yeah, I was pretty young when the riots. They wouldn't even let me go outside. I was so mad. I wanted to be up in there. But that's a whole nother conversation. But no, they wouldn't let me go outside. I was on lockdown. But anyway, y'all, I had a pretty good childhood, like no other. I really did. I really enjoyed it. Even though I was taking care of my mom, that gave me the insight of taking care of my child, which also gave me the motivation of doing what I'm doing today, gave me the foundation of womanhood. And I'm so thankful for my mom for that. I'm so, so grateful. It gave me an understanding of the lifestyle that I would need to have, having my daughter with sickle cell. That was a life-changing moment. From day one, when I had her, and I got the phone call to say, hey, Miss Peoples, can you please bring Shayla back to the hospital? Well, you, Shayla, and your baby daddy, even though they didn't say it like that, but you get what I mean. Can your whole family come in so we can rule out sickle cell anemia? I'm like, okay, we can come. Baby was like 2 weeks old. And we go to the hospital, we take the blood work, and literally within 3 days, I get a phone call like, Miss Peoples, your daughter have sickle cell anemia, sickle cell SS. We're going to need you to do X, Y, and Z. Make sure you get an appointment. If she have any crisis, give us a call until you can get your first doctor's appointment. And I'm like, what you mean if she go into crisis and all these kind of things before I get an appointment? Like, sickle cell can't be that bad, right? It ain't that bad, right? Child. I started researching and started reading. It's like it don't have a cure and all of these things. So of course, as a mom, as a new mom, I want to make sure when I go to this doctor's appointment, we got medical coverage. We have everything we need in place in order to get the services. I don't need nothing to hold me up, because they talking about if she go into crisis to give them a call. So I need to make sure I can get her a doctor's appointment ASAP. And that was my goal. It took about 3 months before she got her first doctor's appointment. But yeah, that was the start of my journey. That phone call was the start of my journey. And maybe the start of the journey of this podcast also, because sickle cell has a lot of challenges, right? And some of them challenges, baby, let me tell you, was numerous hospital stays, trips to the ICU, dealing with health insurance, social services and that system, not including the educational system, the unspoken word of sickle cell. Getting to know your child when they don't even have the language to tell you what's wrong, when they don't have the words to say, it hurts like this, it feels like that, and you have to figure it out for them, okay? Then we have to figure out the educational system, and also, ladies and gentlemen, the criminal justice system, because you just never know. You can be dealing with CPS. Like me, I had to deal with the criminal system behind truancy, all because my daughter was missing school. There's a lot that goes into when you're caring for a loved one with a disability, a loved one with a sickness, or just a loved one in general. Having a child, especially when they're diagnosed at such a young age, regarding their illness. And it's not to discredit ones who has onset illnesses or anything like that, because those are just as traumatic. I get it. I've been there. I'm still there, right? I'm still that parent, right? I'm still mama bear at the end of the day, because you're not going to mess with my child. You just not going to do that. And now that she's an adult, it's a whole nother ball, especially after COVID. COVID has really changed the healthcare industry, how it's ran, how they view you, just everything has changed because of COVID. But I'm so happy to be here with you today. That I am, because I want to share those experiences with you. And I hope you find some value in those experiences, because I also want to hear from you and your experiences and what you have encountered, and give me some tips and traits of the trade, because this stuff is ongoing and never stops. Whether you have a child, an infant, a teenager going into young adulthood, we play a particular role in each stage of their life. It doesn't stop when they turn 18. Heck, I don't even think it stops if they turn 50. And that is just the truth. Because at the end of the day, no matter how old I am, I know I still need my mom. I love my mom. She's the foundation of me. I came from her. Right? I came from her. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Cheree Peoples, and I am your host of Talk with Miss Peoples podcast. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, my peeps, always remember to just be you.